Welcome to Chat English, where we teach you the real English you actually need for your daily life. Today, we are going to simulate the most terrifying digital disaster you can make in English. Imagine this. It is Friday night. You type, "My boss is driving me crazy," to your best friend, hit send, and realize you just sent it directly to your boss. Your stomach drops, your hands sweat, and you stare at the read receipt in absolute panic.
I literally did this last year. I threw my phone across the living room and seriously considered moving to a new country and changing my name.
By the end of this episode, you will have the exact copy-paste English phrases to save your job and your friendships when this happens to you.
I am so glad we are talking about this today because this is a mistake everyone makes. We all type too fast, we all look at our screens too much, and we all click send before we really think.
Exactly. Modern communication is so fast, you do not have time to pause. You are walking down the street, holding a coffee, holding your bag, and typing with one thumb.
And when you are typing with one thumb, disaster is waiting to happen, especially if you are texting in a second language. You're already focused on the grammar and the vocabulary. You forget to check the name at the top of the screen.
That is so true. Today, we are talking about the misdirected text.
The misdirected text. I like that phrase, misdirected. What exactly does that mean for our listeners?
It's a great word. The prefix mis means wrong, and directed means aimed or sent. So a misdirected text is a message that goes to the wrong person.
Like a misdirected package in the mail. You ordered new shoes, but they went to your neighbor's house.
Yes, but when shoes go to your neighbor, it's just annoying. When a text message complaining about your boss goes to your boss, it is a disaster.
It is a catastrophe. So you said earlier that we are going to simulate this. Do you have a story for us? Have you ever sent a misdirected text?
Oh, Dave, I have a story. It happened about 3 years ago, and I still feel hot when I think about it. I was so embarrassed.
Oh no, please tell me. I love hearing about your mistakes. It makes me feel much better about my own.
I am happy to help you feel better. So, set the scene. It was a Friday afternoon. It had been a very long, very difficult week at work.
Friday afternoons are always dangerous. You're tired, your brain is already thinking about the weekend.
Exactly. And my boss at the time was a man named Mr. Henderson. Now, Mr. Henderson was very strict. He always wore perfectly ironed suits, he never smiled in meetings, and he expected everyone to work very hard.
He sounds intimidating, a very serious professional man.
Extremely serious. He did not like jokes. So it's Friday at 4 in the afternoon. I'm ready to go home, and Mr. Henderson walks to my desk and gives me 3 massive new projects. And he says, I need these on Monday morning.
Ow, that's the worst. A Friday surprise. Your weekend is completely ruined.
Ruined. So I packed my bag, I went home, and I sat on my living room sofa. I was exhausted. I took out my phone to text my best friend, Sarah.
Okay, Sarah is your safe space. You can say anything to your best friend.
Right, I wanted to complain. I needed to let my frustration out. So I opened my messaging app and I started typing.
What did you type? Tell me exactly what the message said.
I typed, Mr. Henderson is driving me crazy. He just gave me 3 huge projects for Monday. I seriously cannot stand him sometimes.
Oh, wow, you really went for it. That's a very honest message.
It was. It was just for Sarah. So I typed it quickly and I hit the little blue send button. Swish. The message flew away.
Swish, the point of no return. You cannot catch it once it leaves your phone.
No, you cannot. So I sat back against the sofa, feeling relieved. But then I looked at the top of the screen. I looked at the name of the person I just texted.
Let me guess, it did not say Sarah.
It did not say Sarah. It said Mr. Henderson.
No, no, Jessica. My heart just skipped a beat. I'm sinking into my chair just hearing this. That is a nightmare.
It was a nightmare. My stomach instantly dropped to the floor. My hands started sweating. I just stared at the screen. And the worst part, Dave, below the message, a tiny little word appeared. Read.
Oh, he read it immediately. Ugh, the read receipt is the cruelest invention in modern technology. It tells you exactly when your life is over.
It really is. I was not just embarrassed, I was mortified.
Mortified. That's a fantastic word for our listeners. Let's talk about that word, mortified. How is that different from being embarrassed?
Being embarrassed is when you trip and fall on the sidewalk. You turn red, you laugh, you get up. Mortified is much stronger. It is an extreme level of embarrassment. It means you are so ashamed you want the floor to open up and swallow you so you can disappear forever.
I love that description. Mortified. It actually comes from the Latin root word for death. You are so embarrassed you feel like you could die.
Exactly. I was mortified staring at that screen. I did not know what to do. Should I throw my phone in the river? Should I quit my job immediately?
Those are both valid options. I would have moved to a forest and lived in a tent. What did you actually do?
I realized I had to be professional. I could not hide. I had to do something called damage control.
Damage control. This is a very common phrase in English. When a pipe breaks in your house and water is everywhere, you grab towels to stop the water. That is damage control.
Right, you cannot fix the broken pipe immediately, but you can try to stop the situation from getting worse. So I took a deep breath and I typed the polite recovery phrase.
Okay, everyone listening, grab a pen. This is the phrase you need. What did you say?
I typed, I am so sorry, Mr. Henderson. That message was not meant for you. Please ignore it. I'm just feeling a bit overwhelmed, but I will have the projects ready for Monday.
Oh, that is very good. That is very professional. Let us break that down. You said that message was not meant for you.
Yes, that is the magic phrase. That wasn't meant for you. It is polite, it is direct, and it takes ownership of the mistake.
I notice you did not lie. You did not say, oh, my friend took my phone and typed that, or my cat jumped on the keyboard.
No, if you lie to a boss, you lose their trust completely. You have to be honest, but you do not need to explain everything. Just say, that wasn't meant for you.
And did it work? Did he fire you?
He did not fire me. About 10 agonizing minutes later, my phone buzzed. I slowly turned it over. He had replied.
What did he say? The tension is killing me.
He replied with very dry humor. He said, noted, but the projects are still due Monday. Have a good weekend.
Oh, that is amazing. He acknowledged it, but he kept it professional. You survived the disaster.
I survived, but I learned a huge lesson about checking the name at the top of the chat.
That is a brilliant story, and it leads perfectly into a little game I want to play with our listeners. Are you ready for a quiz, Jessica?
I am always ready for a quiz. Let's do it.
Okay, listeners, imagine you are in Jessica's situation. You accidentally send a complaint to your boss. Your boss replies with one sentence. Excuse me?
Oh, that is a terrifying text to receive. Excuse me with a question mark?
Exactly. So here's the quiz. What is the best reply to send next? Is it A, B, or C? I'll read the options.
Listening closely.
Option A. I am so sorry. I was just joking. Ha ha ha.
Okay, option A is the joking defense.
Option B. I am so sorry. I was complaining about my landlord. He is driving me crazy, not you.
Option B is the fake excuse.
Option C. I am so sorry. Wrong chat. Please ignore that last message.
Okay, listeners, what do you think? A, B, or C? Make your guess right now. Shout it at the screen.
Well, I'm going to guess option A. Just tell them it was a joke. Ha ha ha, boss. Just a funny joke between friends.
No, Dave, you cannot choose option A. That is the worst choice.
Why is it the worst? People love jokes.
Because native English speakers can always tell when you're lying about a joke. If you say, you're driving me crazy, and then say it was a joke, it just sounds insulting and immature. It makes you look like you cannot handle conflict.
Okay, fair enough. What about option B, the landlord excuse? It sounds believable. Landlords drive everyone crazy.
Option B is also very dangerous. Sometimes people use a fake excuse to escape embarrassment, but it usually creates a bigger lie. What if the boss says, "Oh, really? What is your landlord doing?" Now you have to invent a whole fake story about a landlord.
That is true. Lying creates a spider web of stress. You have to remember the lie forever.
Exactly. So the correct answer is option C. I am so sorry, wrong chat. Please ignore that last message.
Option C is clean, it's polite, and it ends the conversation. It tells the boss, yes, I made a mistake, but we do not need to discuss it further.
Precisely. If you are learning new phrases like this with us today, take a quick second to click the subscribe button. It really helps us keep making these lessons for you.
And hit the like button too. It tells YouTube that you enjoy real, honest English conversations.
All right, Dave, I told my embarrassing story. Now it is your turn. You mentioned earlier that you threw your phone across the room.
I did. My story is slightly different from yours. Yours was a polite, professional disaster. Mine was a romantic disaster.
A romantic disaster in English. Those are my favorite kind. What happened?
It was a Monday morning. I was standing in the office kitchen holding my coffee mug, and we use a messaging app for our whole marketing department.
A group chat. Group chats are very dangerous. How many people were in this chat?
About 15 people. My boss, the marketing managers, the graphic designers, everyone. And Bob from accounting was in there too for some reason.
Okay, so a very big, very public professional space.
Yes. So I am drinking my coffee, and I decide I want to send a sweet romantic text to my wife, Emily. We had a really nice weekend, and I wanted to make her smile on a Monday morning.
That is very sweet of you, Dave. You are a good husband.
Thank you. I try to be. So I start typing. I typed, "Good morning, beautiful. I'm thinking about you. I cannot wait to see you tonight. Miss you," with 3 red heart emojis.
Oh, wow. Very romantic. 3 red hearts? That is a serious text message.
It was a great text message for Emily, but I did not send it to Emily.
Oh, no. Please do not tell me.
I sent it to the marketing department group chat.
No, you sent "Good morning, beautiful" with 3 red hearts to the entire marketing team?
Yes, all 15 of them, including my boss, including Bob from accounting.
I am laughing so hard right now. That is incredible. What did you do when you realized?
Well, I looked at the screen and I saw my message pop up right below a very serious message about the budget report. Budget report, file attached. "Good morning, beautiful. I cannot wait to see you tonight."
The contrast is hilarious. How did you react physically?
I physically slid down the wall in the kitchen. I crouched on the floor behind the coffee machine. I was desperately trying to find the delete button.
Ah, the famous delete for everyone button. Did it work?
I clicked it, but it was too late. In a group chat of 15 people, someone is always looking at their phone. Before I could delete it, 3 people had already replied.
Oh, you were trapped. You had to backpedal immediately.
Backpedal. Yes, I was backpedaling faster than an Olympic cyclist.
Let us pause and explain that word, backpedal. It is such a descriptive English verb.
Think of riding a bicycle. When you want to go forward, you push the pedals forward. But if you suddenly see a hole in the street, you try to push the pedals backward to stop. You backpedal.
In conversation, to backpedal means you realize you made a mistake or said something wrong, and you try to quickly reverse your position. You try to take the words back.
Yes, if you say, "I hate pizza," and everyone in the room looks angry, you backpedal. You say, "Well, I don't hate it. I just prefer pasta."
Great example. So you're sitting on the floor in the office kitchen, backpedaling. What did you write to the group chat? You cannot use the polite boss phrase here.
No. If I said, "I am so sorry, please ignore that last message," it sounds too stiff, too robotic for a group of peers who are already laughing at me.
Right. When the mistake is funny and it's with coworkers on your level, you need a casual recovery phrase. What did you use?
I typed OMG, wrong chat, so embarrassing with the facepalm emoji.
That is perfect. OMG, wrong chat, so embarrassing. Let us look at why that works so well. First, you used the abbreviation, OMG.
Oh my god. It shows sudden shock. It shows you are reacting naturally, not acting like a formal robot.
And then you use an exclamation mark, wrong chat. The exclamation mark proves you are panicking a little bit, which makes you look human and relatable.
Exactly. And the most important part is the last piece. So embarrassing. I owned the shame. I pointed a finger at myself and said, look at me, I'm an idiot.
By doing that, you take the power back. If you call yourself embarrassing, nobody else can use it against you. You invite them to laugh with you, not at you.
And they definitely laughed. My boss replied with laughing emojis, but the best reply was from Bob from accounting.
What did Bob say?
Bob replied, thanks, Dave. You are beautiful too. I'm thinking about you as well. See you at the budget meeting tonight.
Bob is a comedy genius. That is a fantastic response.
It was brilliant. It broke the tension completely. For the rest of the week, people in the office were calling me Beautiful Dave.
See, you survived. The world did not end. You just needed the right English phrase to do damage control.
Exactly. And honestly, Jessica, looking back at these stories, I think they highlight something very important for our listeners who are studying English.
I agree. This brings us to a really important realization about how we actually learn a language. Why do you think we remember these specific phrases so perfectly years later?
It is because of the emotion, the freezing panic, the sweaty hands, the laughter from the office. Emotion is the superglue for memory.
That is such a wonderful way to say it. Emotion is the super glue for memory. I think that is the absolute best way to practice English, not reading textbooks, not memorizing lists of random vocabulary words.
Textbooks are boring. A textbook will tell you to memorize the word mortified. You will look at it, repeat it twice, and forget it tomorrow.
But when you hear a story about me sending a complaint to my strict boss, you feel the tension, you feel the secondhand embarrassment. And when I say I was mortified, your brain connects that word to the feeling of panic.
You remember the word mortified because of Mr. Henderson, and you remember the word backpedal because of Bob from accounting.
Exactly. So we have a challenge for everyone listening right now. Do not just study lists. Look at your own life. Look at your own daily routines. What happened to you today?
Did you spill your coffee on your shirt? Did you accidentally wave at a stranger on the street because you thought it was your friend? Did you send a text message to the wrong person?
Try to tell those stories in English. Describe the feeling, even if you are just speaking out loud to yourself in the mirror or talking to your dog.
Your dog will be a very supportive listener. He won't correct your grammar.
Speaking of grammar, let us look at how we naturally used grammar to tell these stories today, because there is a specific pattern we use when we talk about mistakes and accidents.
Yes, I noticed this too. We use a combination of the past continuous and the past simple tense.
Right, the past continuous sets the scene. It describes the background action. What were you doing before the disaster happened?
For example, you said, I was typing a message. I was sitting on the sofa. I was complaining about my boss.
Notice the ing at the end of the verbs. Was typing, was sitting, was complaining. That creates the feeling of an ongoing action in the past.
And then we interrupt that ongoing action with the past simple tense to show the sudden mistake.
I was complaining about my boss when I clicked his name. Clicked, past simple. It breaks the continuous action.
Let's look at my story. I was trying to text my wife when I sent the message to the group chat. Was trying, sent.
It is the perfect formula for an excuse or an apology. It explains your intention and then it explains the accident.
Let us practice this rhythm right now with our listeners.
Yes, active practice is so important. Do not just listen to us. You need to move the muscles in your mouth. Let us do a pause and repeat.
I will say the sentence. I want you to repeat it out loud wherever you are, even if you're on the train. Mumble it quietly if you have to. Ready?
Listen to the stress and the rhythm. I was complaining about my landlord when I accidentally clicked your name.
Say it with us now. I was complaining about my landlord when I accidentally clicked your name.
Excellent. Let us try one more. The casual recovery. Listen to how we raise our pitch on the abbreviation. OMG, wrong chat. So embarrassing.
Your turn. Say it out loud. OMG, wrong chat. So embarrassing.
Great job. Feeling the rhythm of the words makes them so much easier to remember in a real conversation.
It really does. You know, Dave, talking about all this panic and stress and making mistakes has actually made me quite hungry. My stomach is starting to grumble.
I completely agree. Adrenaline burns a lot of calories. I think I'm going to order a pizza for dinner tonight. Comfort food.
Pizza sounds perfect. Just do me a favor, Dave.
What's that?
When you text the pizza place to place your order, please double check the name at the top of the screen. Do not send "Good morning, beautiful" with 3 red hearts to the pizza delivery guy.
Oh, goodness. I promise I will check the name 3 times. One digital disaster a week is definitely enough for me. No more backpedaling today.
Keep it simple. Well, Dave, this was such a fun conversation. I always feel better about my past mistakes when we laugh about them together.
Me too, Dave. Laughing really is the best medicine, and it's the best way to learn. We hope all of our listeners laughed with us today.
We really do. And remember, if you did not understand every single word we said today, that is completely okay.
Absolutely. Do not panic about missing one word. Just listen to the flow of the conversation. Listen to the feeling. The more you surround yourself with natural English, the easier it becomes to understand.
Step by step, you are getting better every day. Well, before we say goodbye, we have a question for you to answer down below.
Yes, we want to hear from you. Have you ever sent a text message to the wrong person? Who was it? And what happened? Tell us your funny story in the comments and try to use the grammar we practiced today. Use the past continuous tense to tell us what you were doing when the accident happened.
It can be just one short sentence, or it can be a long story. We read every single comment, and your stories always make our day.
And if you found this conversation helpful, please do not forget to subscribe to Chat English. Click the bell icon so you never miss our next real-life lesson.
And share this episode with a friend. Maybe share it with the friend you complained to. Just make sure you select the right friend.
Thank you so much for listening today, everyone. You are all doing an amazing job. Keep practicing, keep smiling, and do not be afraid to make mistakes.
We will see you next time. Bye for now.
Goodbye, everyone. Have a wonderful week.